Good morning. Good morning, students. Good morning, parents. Good morning, staff. Welcome to Mulgrave's opening assembly for the 2016-2017 school year. Would you please rise as we welcome the graduating class of 2017 and their kindergarten buddies.
Please be seated. just take a few seconds to look around. Please join me in acknowledging that we live, work, and learn on the traditional lands of the Squamish Coast Salish people. So we would like to welcome you to our start of year assembly.
سلام، خوش اومدید به اولین اسمبلی سال جدید مدرسه.
Bienvenidos a nuestra asamblea del principio del año escolar.
Bienvenue à notre première assemblée de l'année.
欢迎来到我们学校的开学典礼。
So a very warm welcome to you all to our start of year assembly. A very warm welcome to you especially if you are a new member of our community, if you are a new student, a new parent, or a new member of staff. I'd like to say welcome to our special guests. We have various members of the Mulgrave School Board and the Mulgrave Foundation Board with us this morning, the president of our MVP. Thank you for coming and supporting this morning. I'd like to say a really special welcome to two of our special guests. We have two of our previous head girls with us this morning. So first of all, Fasila Lakani, head girl of 2008. Put your hand up and give a wave, Fasila. Thank you so much for coming back. And Mulgrave's very first head girl from our very first graduating class in 2004, Nabila Parani. Nabila, stand up and wave. Thank you. It's welcome home. Okay, kindergarten class, would you please stand up? Our kindergarten class will graduate in 2030. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, please sit down. And Mulgrave's graduating class of 2017, please stand. Round of applause for them too. Thank you, please sit down. So the theme of this morning's assembly is tradition and innovation. Tradition and innovation, and great IB learner, what is innovation? You're going to find out. Tradition is very important to us at Mulgrave, and our traditions are based on our values. Our traditions are based on our values. The values of community, the values of friendship, the values of respect, the value of humility, values of inclusiveness, integrity, of commitment, of lifelong learning, of responsibility, of creativity. So our traditions are based on our values. But you know, Mulgrave also has an incredible reputation for innovation, a reputation which we're really proud of. We're always thinking about new and better ways to do things. And you'll hear more about that this morning. But let's start with a really important tradition. So please rise for the national anthem and our school song.
Okay.
I should say welcome to the Early Learning Centre children who are walking around the boundary of our school. It's great to have our 3- and 4-year-olds involved too. It's probably just a little bit long for them to sit through the whole of this ceremony. Okay, I'd now like to invite Mulgrave's 2016-17 head boy and head girl to the stage. Thank you. Welcome Daisy Harris and Nicholas Belloc.
Hi, I'm Daisy,
I'm Nicholas.
and we are your head students for the 2016-17 school year.
Today, we would like to ask you a question. Why do we have a bagpiper?
You just all saw the amazing entrance that the graduating class of 2017 made, led, as always, by the Mulgrave bagpiper, Nicholas.
Every year, the Mulgrave graduating class is introduced in the same manner, with the same bagpiper leading us in. However, one thing we don't always stop to consider is why.
The easy answer is because it is a tradition. Given the nature of traditions, often we do not stop to question why.
The question we should be asking is, what was the intention the first time this happened? Did they know that such a tradition would carry on for 10 years and probably many more to come?
We gave this some thought. To us, the bagpipes symbolize many things. Originally a Scottish instrument used in both war and at ceremonies, it has become a symbol of class and tradition, which ties us back to our origins. And most importantly, our name, Mulgrave, something directly connected to the values which we are based on.
But why are we called Mulgrave?
The Earl of Mulgrave is a title held in northeastern England. It has been held for well over 1,000 years, and although the name has changed many times, it is now held by the Marquis of Normanby, Constantine Phipps.
In fact, this marquis owns a large amount of property in West Vancouver. And 18 years ago, a small Montessori school, at that time located upstairs in the North Shore Winter Club, came together and bought some of this land. In 2001, when Daisy and I were just 2 years old, we moved into the building we are now, of which we have a great view from the field which we stand on, and became the Mulgrave we know today.
As you can see, every tradition is worth questioning. Why do we wear tartan? Why do we all have different ties? Why do we have an opening assembly? Why do we have head students? Of course, we wear the Mulgrave tartan again to connect us to our origins, while our ties signify the different roles that each student takes on in the school. Assemblies bring us together, reminding us of the importance of community.
What rings true in every Mulgrave tradition is the ideal that has been a part of our school since the very beginning, inspiring excellence in education and life. This statement, of course, holds an ambitious sentiment, but it carries real insight into a constant, something that Mulgrave students strive for, a constant which does not change from kindergarten to grade 12.
Not all Mulgrave students have the same goals, but they all have something in common: to get better. Whether it's the girl trying to get a 5 in French or the young man trying to get on the national hockey team, we all want to improve, to become the best that we can be. As grade 12s, we've been working towards our best for quite some time.
This year, I will be applying into the vocal jazz programs at McGill and University of Toronto. While I might not get in, the programs are very competitive, I will be applying anyways for 2 reasons. First, jazz and music is something I love. I've been playing violin for 12 years and probably singing for much longer, and I look forward to the further study and exploration. Secondly, this will always be a road I wish I had explored if I don't apply. Even though at this point I don't plan to go into music professionally, I will take a chance, explore this path, and see where it takes me.
Just like Nick and the rest of our graduating class, I'm looking towards the future with excitement. Though I haven't yet decided what I want to study, I will be looking to introduce myself to new fields and ideas by applying to numerous schools in the United States. Mulgrave has introduced us to a world of possibility. And as we enter our final year with energy and determination, we are honored to be your graduating class, and Nicholas and I, your head students.
It is difficult to put our excitement for the future into words. However, we will take this time to reflect upon our past while embracing, but always questioning, the traditions that make Mulgrave. Thank you.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce on behalf of the junior school, the grade 3 class who would like to talk to you on tradition.
A fiddler on the roof. Sounds crazy, no? But in our little village of Mulgrave, you might say that every one of us is a fiddler on the roof, trying to scratch out a pleasant, simple tune without breaking his neck. It isn't easy, you may ask. Why do we stay up there if it's such hard work? We stay because Mulgrave is our home. And how do we keep our balance? That I can tell you in one word. Tradition! Because of our traditions, we have kept our balance for many, many years. Here in Mulgrave, we have traditions for everything. How to dress, how to work. This shows our constant devotion to John Ray. Because of our traditions, everyone knows who they are and what is expected of them.
Our school has come a long way since it opened in 1993 in a portable with only 15 students. 8 years later, the school moved into its new home here at Cypress Bowl Road, where we were afforded well-equipped classrooms, science labs, double gym, library, and theater.
You forgot to mention our amazing teachers and staff.
And our spectacular views. We are very fortunate. At Mulgrave, we have never forgotten that individual values are based on personal integrity. We always act with respect, honesty, and kindness towards others.
Since our beginnings, our sense of community and friendship have been founded on humility, empathy, commitment, and the inclusion of everyone.
We have a tradition in learning that is built upon curiosity, creativity, and innovative thinking. All members of our community strive for balanced understanding that striving for one's personal best should be enjoyable. Yes, we like to have fun, don't we, Tina?
We have always tried to look at our learning with both a local and a global perspective, caring for people who are close and those who are also very far away. Yes, social and environmental responsibility are central to becoming true world citizens.
As world citizens, we also have a tradition of celebrating and honoring one another's special holidays.
Like Chinese New Year, because this is a special family festival that unites us.
I agree, Ryan. Chinese New Year unites our family, as does climbing Grouse Mountain. At Christmas, my family has hot chocolate in mugs when we drive around looking at Christmas lights. My grandpa says a special grace for Christmas dinner. We love our family very much, and we enjoy spending quality time with one another. We help each other out no matter what. Thank you. It is an important tradition for us to spend time together as a family. At Christmas, too, we often visit my grandmother who lives in San Diego. Ooh, how exciting! I heard San Diego has a great zoo, Tatiana. Every year, my family celebrates Rakhi, an Indian holiday when sisters tie a bracelet on their brothers and get a gift. In this holiday, we celebrate the special relationship between brothers and sisters. My cousin Zoya is like a sister to me.
I also celebrate Sister Day, Jaden, and also have seen. This is a tradition of our culture during Nowruz. It shows respect for our ancestors, and it is a sign of thanking nature for giving humans all they need.
That is beautiful, Vianne. I think we should always show respect for nature, animals, and the environment.
Our family celebrates each family member's name on name day. My name day is May 15th. On this day, we give respect to the saint whose name is forever cherished on that particular day.
Honoring the traditions of our school and those of our culture that bring us closer together as a community. It gives us reason to celebrate each other's lives. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brad Ovenall-Carter. I'm the school's director for the Center of Innovation. And it's a great privilege to be here. It's not often you get to address the entire school community, so thank you. Now, before I say anything about tradition, which is kind of ironic since I'm the director of innovation here, I'd like everybody to stand up, please. Everybody stand up. And I'd like you to turn to somebody next to you, in front, behind, or beside you, and start shaking hands. You're going to keep shaking hands. You'll feel a bit strange after a minute, but shake hands. It's a wonderful tradition, isn't it? A great custom. Keep shaking. All right, that's good. Thank you. Thank you. Have a seat. Shaking hands is a wonderful tradition, and it's a very ancient tradition. We have pictures of knights in shining armor shaking hands. And before them, ancient Romans shaking hands. And before them, ancient Greeks, and we have pictures of ancient Egyptians shaking hands. The origin of the handshake is lost in the mists of time somewhere, but we know what it's about. Think about what you did when you went to shake hands. You held out your hand like this. No stone, no knife, no sword, no pistol. You came in peace. And maybe more importantly, you looked each other in the eye when you shook hands. Nobody's down on bended knee. Nobody's bowing to anybody else. We look each other in the eye. And if I was shaking hands with the smallest people in the school, we're looking eye to eye when we do this. It says we're part of the same community. And that's what traditions do for us, isn't it? It gives us a sense of belonging, a sense of community. We wear ties and blue shirts and blazers and gray trousers and plaid skirts and a yellow crest with an M on it. If you do all of that stuff, it says you're a Mulgravian. And we have other traditions. We have Gala, where we come together as a community to raise money to do all the wonderful things we do here. And we have the tradition of the grad ball, which says you survived another tradition of IB exams. And we have traditions like fall camps and ceremonies like this one, all of which give us a sense of belonging and a sense of identity. But sometimes there are traditions that we might have to let go, even when it's really scary to do so. This was tradition in school not too long ago, early 1900s. This is a slate. It's a frame of wood with actually a rock inside, a piece of slate. And it was kind of the iPad of its day. When it was introduced to schools, the education community went crazy. They said, there go all our traditions. Kids will no longer do math problems in their head. They'll pick up a piece of chalk, if you can remember what that is, and solve the problem on the slate. They said, slates are making us stupid. And we've heard that since, haven't we? We said that about word processors. We said that was going to make lazy writers. And we've all heard recently, Google is making us stupid. But we know that's not the case. Word processors actually make us better writers. And we heard from Wade Davis yesterday that the internet is making us better, more connected, and smarter. So how do we know as we go forward into the next 5 years, the next 10 years at Mulgrave, or the next 100 years, which traditions to keep and which to let go? Well, I can come to you with an open hand in all sincerity and honesty and say, I honestly don't know the answer to that question. Which ones do we keep? Which do we let go? But I do know that at Mulgrave we have this great tradition of courage, this willingness to ask questions and to try things on that we haven't tried before and see if they fit us. and become part of our identity. And if you doubt that, take a look at where we are. Tradition was that we had our ceremony here in the gym, and here we're outside. And you might think that's a trivial thing, but I don't think so. I think it's a beautiful illustration of how this school is willing to try on new things. So I want to leave you with one more tradition, one more gesture. This one much younger than the handshake. In fact, we know it was invented around 1977 or 1988. We're not sure, historians are not sure if it was invented by the LA Dodgers baseball team or the Louisville Cardinals, I think it was a men's college basketball team. But it's the gesture we give each other when we say, well done, you guys rock. So I'd like to turn to your neighbor again, put up your hand and give each other a high five and say, Mulgrave rocks. Woo-hoo. Thank you.
Try your best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired, but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. Tears come streaming down your face. Something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste, could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite.
Good morning, parents, teachers, and fellow students. My name is Kevin, and along with Jordan, we are your deputy head students for the 2016-17 school year.
Settling into a new school year, meeting old and new faces, standing a little taller and carrying greater responsibility than the previous September, everyone must be feeling a mixture of pride, excitement, and anxiety.
We, as senior students who are heading into the last chapter of our high school experience, are certainly carrying our share of eagerness and doubt toward the future.
Kevin and I have spent time reflecting on our experiences at Mulgrave and have thought about our hopes and ambitions for our final year.
Today, we would like to share with you some of our goals as individuals, leaders, and as representatives of the graduating class of 2017.
As much as it's important to set academic goals, it's also valuable to set goals for yourself in the other strands. For example, one of my personal goals this year is to win a provincial banner as a part of the senior girls basketball team.
As for me, the arts and athletics have become an irreplaceable part of my life, both in and outside of Mulgrave. Given the academic pressure in the grade 12 year, my goal is to manage my workload efficiently in a way that allows me to continue my involvement in band, choir, and sports teams.
Now, the final strand that we all cherish but still remains to be addressed is the notion of service and leadership.
Being members of the senior prefect team, we have taken on the responsibility to represent the student body, promote student voice, and drive student-based initiatives.
But today, we would instead like to share a simpler yet ambitious target. After lengthy discussions, the senior prefect team has decided that we want to reach out to younger grades. We want to be involved. We want to be approachable. We want you to know that we are not as intimidating as we may seem.
At the same time, we want to maintain a high standard as role models so that the student body can look up to us and be inspired by our actions. We aim to present ourselves in a way such that the grade 2 students may exclaim, "Wow, that is what I would like to be 10 years from now."
Finally, Kevin and I, along with the rest of the grad class, wish to make more connections with the entirety of the Mulgrave community.
For example, the Welcome Back Barbecue this weekend is a grad-led initiative that will allow us to meet and interact with parents, students, and staff members that constitutes the large Mulgrave family.
Our new adorable friends in kindergarten have also helped us reach this goal by giving us the opportunity to make cross-grade connections and link the ELC, junior, and senior schools in a special way.
Although our names may not be remembered, we hope that the contributions made by the class of 2017 will continue to be reflected in the Mulgrave culture.
We would like to encourage you all to think about and reflect about your goals and expectations. Ask yourself, where do you want to be? Who do you want to become? And what do you want to achieve in the upcoming months?
Because after all, no matter what the path may look like ahead of us, these goals will keep us forward, direct us forward, and ultimately guide us to our personal success.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Nabila and I'm a member of the class of 2004, and as Mr. Ray said earlier, I was head student back then, a very long time ago. On behalf of the entire alumni community and the first grad class, I'd like to wish a very warm welcome to our new students, especially the kindergartners, and wish the class of 2017 all the best for the coming year. I, and I'm sure the rest of the alumni, look forward to welcoming you into our community in just a few months. This is a bit overwhelming. When I started at Mulgrave in grade 4 20 years ago, we were tiny. So tiny, in fact, that the entire school fit into one classroom. And that's not just students, it's students, teachers, parents, staff, everyone. We were Mrs. Jolly, you probably remember this. And so to be out here on the field, which we also didn't have, is just amazing. It's so great to have been able to see the school grow over the past however many years it's been. The first time I set foot on this space was in grade 9, and we were in a tiny portable somewhere down there on that end, surrounded by mud, because that's what happens to gravel when it rains, which happens all the time in the city. We finally got our grassy field, as opposed to the other field we didn't have, the year after, but weren't really allowed on it because the grass had decided not to grow. So it really wasn't until my last year at Mulgrave that we had a field. There are a lot of things that have changed since I graduated. For example, I came to the school last year and saw women with nail polish on, which blew my mind because we weren't allowed. We also weren't allowed to have our shirts untucked. And I'm really glad to see that Mulgrave has been changing with the times. None of us like tucking in our shirts. I am sure none of you like doing it now. So it's really great to see that it's the small things that have changed, that the big things still exist. And I look forward to seeing the school continue to grow over the next however many years it survives. That's really all I have to say. Again, a very warm welcome to all the new students, faculty, staff, parents, and good luck, class of 2017. Enjoy it while it lasts. Thanks.
Thank you, Nabila. We're not going to let you off just yet, because I'm going to invite Nicola and Daisy just to say a few words.
Thank you. As many of you know, we have, as we've been talking about, we have a lot of traditions here at Mulgrave. One of these traditions comes in the ties that we wear. As we go into grade 12, 2 of us are elected head students and we receive gold ties.
However, when Nabila was head student, this tradition did not exist. So we would like to present her with a gold tie in order that she could be a part of it.
Thank you. So, congratulations, Nabila. Congratulations, Nabila. It's wonderful to have you as part of that tradition. So to close our assembly, I'd like to invite Ella Dixon and Frank Liu to make closing remarks. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Frank Liu. And my name is Ella Dixon. We would like to close off this assembly with a brief talk about our perception as grade 5 students of tradition and innovation. Tradition has always been a big thing around the world, Ella, but how does it affect the students at our school?
That's a great question, Frank. Tradition can take many different forms. For instance, the grade 12s walking in the kindergartners. It makes the kindergartners feel special, and right from the start, a sense of community and comfort is created. That is something that Mulgrave has carried on for many years, and so we see it as tradition. Traditions can also shape who you are and who you will become. They can have a deep impact on our lives. They stick with us even after we graduate, and the memory of tradition can sometimes help us through life. I hope you now understand how important traditions are. I'm going to hand it over to Frank on innovation.
Thanks, Ella. Now moving on to innovation. Innovation and change is an important part of how communities improve and develop. Mulgraves have a great reputation for innovation going back over many years, and is good as blending tradition and innovation, such as our Mulgrave uniform. We have kept the tradition of keeping the M as a symbol on our shirts. The innovation took place about last year. We then changed the uniform, keeping the tradition of the M, but modernizing the symbol and making it seem more clean and new. Innovation can change the idea of what we know, but at the same time, keep it the same. Without innovation, you and I would be still riding in those lame classical cars and not in Ferraris with their sunglasses on.
Thanks, Frank. I know I learned a lot about tradition today and innovation.
You're welcome, Ella. Now let's say some thank yous.
First, I would like to say thank you to all the Mulgrave board members, parents, and family members for coming to this wonderful full school assembly. You are always so supportive to this school and its students.
I would also like to thank the performers for amazing performances and their demonstration of being risk takers. I want to say thank you to the faculty for taking time out of their day to set this all up. We couldn't have done it without you.
And finally, I would like to thank the first head girl, Nubila Parani, for her amazing leadership skills and for inspiring many future head girls to follow in her example. Thank you.
So we're going to finish our start of year assembly by our graduating class leading out, graduating class of 2017, leading out our kindergarten class of which will graduate in 2030. And Nils, our piper, will lead the way. Please remain seated so we can all have a good view of what's going on.